Well, just hours after the election, President Obama promised to work toward a, quote, smooth transition of power to President-elect Donald Trump. He didn't say what would happen after the inauguration, though. Yesterday in Peru, he indicated he might not be going away. Watch this.
As an American citizen who cares deeply about our country, if there are issues that have less to do with the specifics of some legislative proposal or battle, but go to core questions about our values and our ideals, and if I think that it's necessary or helpful for me to defend those ideals, then I'll examine it when it comes.
Joining us now, Ben Domenech, publisher at The Federalist, and Susan Friccio, chief congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. Susan, first to you. More lectures on our values, who we are. Can he just move to Texas and learn to paint? I mean,
yeah, I think he may actually be the most politically active ex-president in modern history. I really do. I think it's set up that way.
You're just saying that to be mean.
No, I really honestly believe that's what he's going to do. He's dropped some pretty big hints that he's not going to go away quietly if he feels a need to step in. Well, on January 20th, President Trump's going to sign the repeal of Obamacare. I find it impossible to believe that President Obama is not going to weigh in on that. This was his signature accomplishment in his 8 years, is this health care law. It's all going away under this President Trump administration. All the other parts of his legacy are also going away. The TPP, which is just announced tonight that they're going to withdraw from, the EPA regulations, all the other parts that they think are... He's got a laundry list of undoing President Obama. And I also think that he is going to be unable to resist the pull of the Democratic Party, they are now leaderless.
Well, that's true, but maybe the lesson, Ben, is if you fail but refuse to acknowledge it, everyone kind of goes along with it. I mean, he was just repudiated at the polls. Yeah. She was running as a third term of his. And yet he's acting like that never happened.
And I think this is why Susan's correct that he's going to be not just active, but he's going to be out there as much as possible, in part because of something that you didn't mention, which is the media is going to demand that he react to these things. They are going to seek him out. They are going to encourage him to be active. And I think that coming out of a situation where we've had over the last 8 years a relationship between this media and the White House, but with the president, where they have been used to debasing themselves in order to get access to him and get him on their programs, to get him talking all the time. And frankly, Donald Trump has a very different relationship with the media, as we saw today, getting into it with a lot of different media heads in New York. I think that the difference there is that they're going to be going to former President Obama and asking him again and again to react to everything that Donald Trump does, and he's going to respond.
The press enjoys debasing itself, just for the record. They're masochists in that way. So, Susan, I keep hearing that the current president is going to start some kind of foundation that focuses generally on race relations. And it just seems to me that could have, I think, a further destabilizing effect on the country, because just as his 8 years have. But, I mean, he's going to be at the center of the conversation if he's going to do that.
It's a new pulpit for him. I mean, he won't have the White House pulpit anymore, but that doesn't matter. He will be the de facto head of the Democratic Party until they come up with a new leader, which they don't have, and they don't have a deep bench, really. Who knows what's going to happen with the party right now? They need him. They need him as a voice to kind of lead them against Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is going to work entirely against everything they just did in the past 8 years. I mean, that's obvious. The problem is, Tucker, is we have these swing elections. And, we swang far to the left when he was elected, and now we're going to swing further away from what he just did. And I think that he feels, at least from what I'm reading, the need to help marshal the forces against what Trump is going to try to accomplish.
I was going to say, Ben, and then I realized it was a dumb question, but what about the dignity as a former president? But then I thought, oh, sorry, the Kardashians. That's an inoperative term.
All of the norms have been violated now, including this one. And I think that what we need to understand about Obama moving forward is his party is leaderless. They're going to look for a voice to be able to respond to these things that Trump is doing. He is effectively going to be asked to be that voice. The problem is, I don't think it's going to make him satisfied. At the end of the day, I think he's just going to be bitter about the fact that the American people rejected, in large part, his policies as being something that they didn't want for themselves. He's going out with an approval rating that's above average, that's 59%. But that is only about him personally. It doesn't have anything to do, I think, with his policies, which Americans clearly have been disappointed in. And I don't think at the end of the day, even if he is this active in this role, it's going to give him any kind of satisfaction.
Well, if his approval rating is so high, why did Hillary lose? I mean, I don't know. We can debate that. So thank you. I asked you to come on to sort of improve the tone, reassure us he was going away, but you didn't.
No.
Sorry. Thank you very much.